Hey there everybody, welcome to the channel. I'm your host, Apuborama, and in today's video we are going to be talking about 5 weaponized and armored vehicles that people really don't give enough credit in 2024 for Grand Theft Auto Online. In front of us we have some very well-known armored and weaponized vehicles. We got the Akula, Insurgent Pickup Custom, Deluxo, Toreador, Conjali. These are all great vehicles, and they're absolutely fantastic. But in today's video, I'm going to be breaking into 5 vehicles that are just as good that you might not have even thought about. So, let's get straight into it. That brings us to the number 5 position, which is the FH Hunter. I actually think that this is one of the best weaponized vehicles in the game. You know, a lot of people look at helicopters like the Akula and they're like, well, that's all I need. It's got stealth mode, it's got missiles, it's a great choice. And I agree. It is great, but it does lack some capabilities that this helicopter has. First of all, you have a barrage mode, and these missiles are insane with barrage. You simply aim it where you want, like these guards down here, and, well, yeah, I mean, it just absolutely nukes, which is crazy. And if you want to use homing missiles, you can, and these are spammable homing missiles, I should mention, so you can just keep pressing the fire button over and over. But personally, I love the barrage option. If you get good with it, well, yeah, you can absolutely obliterate whatever is in front of you. Oh, not only does it have barrages, it also has bombs. Yeah, a helicopter with bombs. You just simply hold the A button and, well, yeah, you can just spam bombs. And this is really, really good because you can imagine how dangerous having bombs on a helicopter are. I mean, you literally just sit still and you can just keep dropping them over and over and over on your target. So these 2 capabilities alone are obviously really, really nice. As you can see, just with the bombs, we were able to finish off the last people here. Some other great capabilities. You have flares, and these are spammable flares, I should mention. You can just keep shooting them over and over. And the final thing is that this helicopter can survive upwards of 3 explosions before being blown up. It also has a remote explosive machine gun that the secondary passenger can use if they want. So personally, I think the FH Hunter really is a do-it-all aircraft. It's fast, it features a missile barrage, which means that you can literally just obliterate the ground, and you have bombs that you can drop. In terms of air-to-air combat, you're not going to do great in this helicopter. Fast homing missiles are definitely going to be a problem, but because you have flares and because you can survive so many missiles before being taken out, it's still a very robust and pretty solid helicopter. The reason I say it's not great for air is just because it's mainly meant for ground. It's mainly meant to use the barrage and absolutely decimate with the bombs below you, rather than focusing on people in the air. But personally, for missions, I think this is one of the best aircraft in the game. It's really fun, and it's just a great choice in general. This next vehicle is kinda goofy, but its weapons are not to be messed with. This is the Pounder Custom. It is available as part of your nightclub. It's actually very inexpensive. It's only about $250,000 to purchase, and you can upgrade it as a level 1. The only thing you need to have is a nightclub. What does that have going for it? Well, first of all, you have proximity mines, and these are just as dangerous as any other proximity mine that weaponized vehicles drop. They are explosive, and they will quickly deal with any problem in front of you. That car right there is about to meet its maker. Yeet, yeah. Proximity mines alone are fantastic on the Pounder. But it gets more dangerous because you also have the ability to do this. Yeah. This has a missile battery, and these missiles are really, really scary. This is one of the only remote missile launchers in the game. And not only is it a remote missile launcher, but you are able to control it as the driver of the vehicle. That is so massive. There are very few vehicles in the game where you can do this. You can do it with the APC, but you still need somebody else to either control them or you have to stop the vehicle while using the missiles. However, that is obviously not the case for the Pounder. And because of that, I think that this is a super, super dangerous vehicle. I have bullied a lot of griefers with this. Now, it does have some downsides. It can't survive any explosions, and it's quite large. So it is easy to get destroyed if you're not paying attention. But the fact that you can just roll up somewhere, absolutely decimate an entire city block with the missiles and drive away is pretty crazy. I love this vehicle for especially online missions, you know, doing agency work or anything like that. I'll call this out and I'll just absolutely obliterate whatever I'm fighting. I should also mention it has semi-bulletproof glass, which means it's very hard to actually shoot the driver of the vehicle. In general, I really like the Pounder, and that's why it's making today's video, especially because it is such a uniquely rare vehicle. We move on to another big vehicle. vehicle, this one being the Brickade 6x6. However, unlike the Pounder, which struggles on at least surviving explosions, that is the complete opposite for the Brickade. See, this vehicle is able to survive upwards of 60 homing missiles. Yeah, you heard that right, 60! The chance of being blown up while driving this vehicle is basically slim to none. You would have to sit still and let somebody with a Raiju just keep shooting you with an explosive machine gun. So in terms of survivability alone, this vehicle is insane. It's also very cheap. If you are either a new player or a player that doesn't have a lot of money, you can literally get your hands on the Acid Lab for free by simply completing the first dose missions. It should only take you a few hours, and then you'll have a fully armored vehicle. I should also mention that it's quite fast, actually. People don't realize, but the Acid Lab goes almost 100 miles per hour, and that's pretty dang quick. It's one of the faster large vehicles. It's not slow. And by the way, this plow, it works. Not a lot of plows in the game work this well, but this one, we got a car in front of us, and gone. I mean, look at that. Absolutely launched. Nothing can really get in the way of the Acid Lab. It launches vehicles just like the Phantom Wedge. It's actually kind of insane. So, yeah, everything about this vehicle is really, really fun. It also does have mines. They are only slick mines, but at the end of the day, it's better than having nothing, and you can just keep spamming them over and over as it is. I just think that this is an incredibly underutilized vehicle. If you are a player that is worried about being blown up in a public lobby, this is something that you should be driving. It's not slow, it's a money factory, and it's ridiculously well armored. It's got everything that you'd want. I mean, I climbed up the side of Mount Chiliad in one of my videos to prove that this vehicle is actually quite good at even off-roading, which is insane. So, yeah, the Brickade 6x6 is always going to be talked about in my videos. Same up there with the MOC. These are just really hard to take out. We arrive to another nightclub vehicle, this one being the Vapid Speedo Custom. I always find it interesting, people talk really good about the Weaponized Tampa and why it's such a fun favorite vehicle of theirs, but nobody ever gives the Vapid Speedo Custom any love. Personally, I think the Vapid Speedo Custom is way better than the Weaponized Tampa, and I'll be explaining why right now. First of all, you have the exact same minigun. Yes, I know it doesn't look like the same minigun, you might say, but Poob, the Weaponized Tampa has a dual minigun. Yeah, well, it doesn't actually mean anything. Both miniguns deal the exact same damage and will blow up cars at the same speed. Not only that, but you feature the exact same proximity mine. So if I very quickly get in front of this vehicle here and I place down a proximity mine, it's going to do the exact same things as the Weaponized Tampas. And those are the two most important parts about the Weaponized Tampa, is the minigun and the proximity mines, which this vehicle features. The downside of the Weaponized Tampa is the fact that it has no bullet protection whatsoever. And that is not the case for the Speedo Custom. The glass on the front of this vehicle is basically bulletproof up to about 26 rifle shots. And this metal that covers the front glass panes is actually completely bulletproof. Even these little slits on the side, you can see I'm shooting, and it's not actually hitting the glass. That is crazy good, because it means if somebody's actually trying to shoot at the driver of this vehicle, not only do they have to break through armored glass, but they also have to squeeze it in between the specific armor slits on this vehicle. That is crazy. There's nowhere to shoot through the back of this, and you can imagine how if I just use the remote minigun through the back of the vehicle, by the way, you can literally just shoot it, like, behind the vehicle, which makes no sense. I'm literally shooting through my... Yeah, you see what I'm doing there. But either way, the Vapid Speedo Custom in general is just a better Weaponized Tampa. It does have some downsides. It's a little slower. It goes 100 instead of 110, and its handling is definitely worse. But personally, I'll take a bit of handling so that I can have a much better vehicle for completing missions and surviving what is placed in front of me. Plus, you can get the Speedo Custom way cheaper. All you need to do is purchase the nightclub. You don't need any bunker research to get this upgraded. And you can get it as a level 1. It's kind of crazy in that regard. So, yeah, I just think the Vapid Speedo Custom is really underrated currently. And that brings us to the final vehicle for today's video, which is the Avenger. I have talked about the Avenger a bit on the channel in the past, and the reason I talk about it a lot is because it really is just one of the best weaponized vehicles in the game. I mean, first of all, it's really, really fast. It has the ability to take off wherever you are because it has a hover mode, and then you can literally just turn it into plane mode and fly away at around 220 miles per hour. So it's fast, and it features hovering capabilities. And then you go over to the explosion resistance, and this vehicle can survive upwards of 30 homing missiles. That's insane. 30 homing missiles is unheard of when it comes to flying vehicles, but this is obviously a flying fortress. It also has homing missiles, which is crazy. When Rockstar added homing missiles to the Avenger, it became instantly like S+ tier. Because previously, it was okay, but now that it has the ability to defend itself in the air, I mean, what are you going to do against the Avenger? It's taking 30 missiles to take out of the sky, and all it needs to do is either hit you with a homing missile or use the machine guns that it previously didn't have, and it will be able to eventually take you out. And even if you do blow up the Avenger, if you're inside the hold, it just teleports you back to the ground. It doesn't even kill you. So, yeah, the Avenger is just absolutely incredible in that regard. And then it gets even better, because the Avenger is also a vehicle that you are able to get inside of. So, if you put it in the hover, and then you go into your interaction menu, scroll to service vehicles, and you click on Avenger, you can press Engage Autopilot. When you engage the autopilot, you are then able to enter the inside of the Avenger, and you have a bunch of different things that you can do. You can upgrade vehicles inside of the Avenger's workshop, you can upgrade weapons to Mark II, restock your Mark II ammo, which I should actually do while I'm here. But even better yet, you have the ability to hop onto your explosive cannon screens, and from this position, you are able to just annihilate basically everything. I mean, it doesn't matter what you're shooting at. It's very easy to use. You got a car all the way in the distance, and not anymore. Dead. Oh, car all the way in the distance. Well, that's not really a car, is it now? No, it didn't even load in. But yeah, the explosive cannon that the Avenger has, you can just spam it. And if anybody is below you that you don't like, you're going to be able to kill them. And I should also mention that there are 3 of them. So if you have friends, they can hop into the back while you're flying the Avenger. It's one of the most cringe things in the game, but trust me, there's not much you can do to counter it. And if your Avenger is going to blow up, you can just hop inside of your little mammoth thruster and fly away. So, yeah, I think the Avenger is amazing. Oh, you can also hop back into your thruster, or back into your Avenger with the thruster if you just fly back over to the hold. So personally, I think the Avenger is one of the best weaponized vehicles in the game. It has missiles, it has bombs that you can drop, it's almost indestructible, and it features explosive cannons that you can literally destroy everything in society with. So let me know what you guys think about my list in the comments down below. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Are there vehicles I should have put in? Maybe I'll make a part 2. Let me know. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.